Mm. Hi guys, good morning. Can you see me and hear me clearly? Yeah, am I audible, visible?
Yeah, hello.
Hi. So let's begin our class for today. Keep your back and neck straight, sit comfortably, and when you feel ready, very gently close your eyes. Start observing your breath, watching the pure breath without making any changes. Take this time to cut off from all the external distractions and bring the mind's focus on the natural flow of your breathing. Now gently shift your focus to your body. Become aware of your posture and check the alignment of your posture. Your entire spine should be straight. Face, neck, and shoulders should be relaxed. Your body weight should be equally balanced on both your hips. And in your final position, you should be both comfortable and stable. Take some time to adjust your body. Now gently come back to your breathing. Consciously begin to deepen the breath. Going into the practice of Puraka and Rechaka. Slow, long and deep inhalations. Slow, long and deep exhalations. We will open today's session by chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Take a deep breath in for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibrations. Join your palms together and now begin to rub your palms. Keep your palms on your eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes, coming back with a big smile on your face. Om Shanti. Namaste to everyone. Let us begin our session for today. So today we are going to move finally to the pranayam practices. So before this, all the classes have been about some way or the other in which we prepare for the pranayam. And today we are going to work on the first pranayam practice. This is called Surabhedan Pranayama. Sury, Surya. Surabhedan Pranayama, Bedana. Surabhedan Pranayama. It's also called the right nostril breathing. Or the vitality stimulating breath. Surabhedan Pranayama, right nostril breathing or vitality stimulating breath. So whichever name you come across, it is actually this practice that we are talking about. Okay, so the term Surya, this term means sun. Surya means sun. And Bhedan, this term means to awaken or pierce. Surya Bhedan, right? So we can understand from this meaning that this practice is all about the uh, sun aspect of the body. And in Hatha Yoga classes, I've already discussed right nostril is connected with the sympathetic nervous system, which is again the system which brings activeness in you, right? And the Pingla Nadi is connected with this side, Pingala, right? So when one is doing this pranayam, what a person is actually doing is they are making sure that the right nostril becomes dominant. So in the previous practice, the practice of Nadi Shodhana, we were balancing both the sides. But now we have come to a practice where we are trying to activate or we are trying to purify the right side. Okay, so we are moving towards the dominance of one side, and that one side is nothing but the active part within you, or you can say the kind of masculine energy, right? So the right side is generally associated with the masculine energy. um, so you are trying to increase that in your body when you do this pranayama. The technique of this pranayama is very, very simple, right? So there are different variations out there for this practice. So I will tell you two of the most common ones, right? So first is the original practice. What is the original practice? You fold both the first two fingers and make this mudra or this one, right? In Nadi Shodhana, whatever mudra we were using, that same mudra is going to help us in some of the pranayams as well. Surabhedan is one of them. So you fold first two fingers, you form the mudra. Now you exhale fully and then you close the left nostril. So note this thing, we are closing the left nostril. We will inhale through the right side. We will close the right nostril and exhale through the left side. This is one round. Again, I will close my left nostril, open my right nostril, inhale. Close my right nostril, open my left nostril, exhale. So I just demonstrated two rounds. In this, it is different from Anulom Vilom. First, we are beginning with the right. So in this practice, it's a key feature. Inhalation is always through the right side and exhalation is through the left side. Inhalation is, oh, sorry. I have written inhalation, exhalation. Sorry. Inhalation is the right side. It is through the left. There is one more variation for this technique, which is quite common. Since I only have to work on the right side, okay, since I only have to work on the activation of the right side, so they leave out the left side, and what we do is basically we form the mudra, close the left nostril and do both the inhalation and exhalation through the right side. So this is a variation of the same technique, but for easier understanding, I would say that you go with the original technique only, where you are inhaling through the right side and then exhaling through the left side. This is the easiest technique to remember. You are just going for one half of Anulom Vilom, right? When you inhale through the right, exhale through the left. So now the practice of Surabhedan, because it is only activating one side, it is very essential to note this thing, that there are some precautions that you have to take. First thing, this practice should not be overdone, okay? Because it is working only on one side. If you go for too many rounds in one go, again you will see the impact, you will see the I mean, like till a particular point, the practice is okay. But if you over practice, again, you are overstimulating one of the sides, which will cause, eventually, it will cause an like long-term imbalance, right? So we don't want to do that. So just make sure whenever you do the practice of Surya Bhedan, you go ahead and practice only a few rounds. 10 to 15 rounds are enough. Okay, don't go for more than that. For a beginner, 10 to 15 rounds are more than enough. Okay. Now, Surya Bhedan is a practice which again it's increasing the heat in the body, right? So a lot of people they feel that if we do this practice after we eat our food, maybe our digestion will get better. Okay, so again, no, you have to give gap between your food and the practices of pranayam. This I have covered very deeply in the first few classes only. So don't start practicing Surya Bhedan after eating food. When you eat food, all the energy it rushes towards your stomach, and the process of digestion it begins to take place. So when you practice something immediately after eating, that energy which is required to digest the food, it gets distracted because you are consciously controlling the breathing, and nor will the digestion be able to take place properly, nor will you be able to do the pranayam properly. So be aware of this thing. uh, this practice, some practices of pranayam, they are quite seasonal in nature. So like I said, this will always increase the body heat. So it is best to practice this pranayam during winters, because in summers already everything around you is very very warm, and if you simultaneously work on making the temperature of the body too warm, then it can again cause you a lot of discomfort, and long term practice will not be conducive during summers. So this pranayam it should be done during winters. During winters it is amazing to do this when everything around you is very cold. You do the pranayam practice, at least on a bodily level you feel stable. So the yogis at that point of time, they did not have air conditioning. They did not have the heating system. So what they did was they manipulated their breath in such a way that through the breathing only their body temperature could vary. Right. So pranayams are a very very good example of this thing. When they practice different pranayams depending on which season was going on, they could derive those benefits and not suffer too much at the like because of the changes of the nature, right? So again, there is a reverse practice. So if I am having a practice for stimulating only the right side, then there is one practice to stimulate just the left side as well. So when we do that practice, I will introduce that practice in the upcoming classes. So both of these practices are exactly opposite, and hence they should not be done on the same day. If you do them on the same day, it's like you are giving two different signals to your body, and your body can get confused, and it can also show some side effects, right? So if you are doing Surya Bhedan say today, then today do not do that practice, the other one, do it tomorrow. Give it good time, not you have done one in the morning, the other one you're doing in the evening. No, good amount of gap should be given between both the practices because they are exact opposites of one another. So just be careful of this thing, that if you are choosing to do one, you have to skip the other one. So when you prepare protocols for your clients also, or for your class, when you prepare what you want to teach, right, only one of them should be there, not both of them. Okay, because these two are exact opposite practices. Okay, so it's like first at one time you're telling your body something and then you are completely going back on that thing. So body will also react, it will get confused, and you don't want to do that because again it can lead to some a form of illness within the body. So let's look at some contraindications and then we will cover the benefits and then we will practice. So coming to the contraindications, like I said, this is a heating practice. Okay, so yesterday also we did Kapalbhati, that was also heating practice. So some of the contraindications they will match. Okay, so first thing is any heart patient they should not go for this practice. Any patient who has hypertension, which is high BP, they should not go for this practice. Then any kind of pith related issue. Okay, so pith is this is increasing the pith in the body when you do this practice. So all of the issues that come under the category of pith, those are going to get aggravated. Okay, so just see what kind of disease you are going through and check if it is a pith related disorder, then Surabhedan should not be introduced to that person or to yourself, right? If you are undergoing some issue which is pith related, then even you should not go for the practice of Surabhedan. Then people who have acidity, right? People who have hyperthyroid. So thyroid can also either be balanced, can be above the normal range and it can be below the normal range. So if it is above the normal range, this condition is called hyperthyroid. So in case of hyperthyroid, again you have to avoid this practice completely because it is already a state where the you know things are getting processed too quickly, right? So pith is again high in this case, so you have to avoid this practice. Then in the case of acidity also, again there is excess pith in the body, that is what causes acidity, so you have to avoid this practice. And last thing is in the case of anxiety. So not only just your like body but even the mind shows a tendency to have anxiety when it is having that kind of instability. So in anxiety people have a lot of thoughts and those thoughts have some kind of effect on their body as well. So already the pace of the thoughts, it's like very quick. Okay, and this pranayam it makes you more active. It's already very quick, and then you do this pranayam, it will just push that problem ahead. So in the case of anxiety you have to avoid the practice of Suryabheda, right? Any questions, queries, doubts so far?
Also, during fever, also not recommended.
See, yes, so during fever also this is not recommended. I told you pranayam practices should not be done during illness, right? So one thing is there is some severe kind of illness which I have addressed in contraindications, and other thing is this kind of momentary illnesses which keep coming and going. So any which way during fever you should not go for this practice. During fever you should just relax, allow your body to just recover, do abdominal breathing, etc. And any which way it is quite the opposite practice. In fever already the body temperature is high, so if you do this practice again it will add to that thing. So no, you should not go for this practice.
Also, I wanted to ask about how it is hidden. It is hidden only all the channel, Pingala channel, or it is what is the source of this heating?
What is the source of the heat that is generated during this pranayam?
Yes.
Okay, so the source of the heat is the fact that you are constantly inhaling through the right side and exhaling that air out through the left side. So, like I said, the right side is associated with the sun kind of energy. When we are active, this nostril dominates more. So by default of breathing through this nostril, the heat in the body, it gets triggered, right? So body temperature, there is this indication that is given to the body that now you have to, like, now the body temperature has to increase, right? So this understanding you will get, like, when we do other pranayams also, you will see how we are breathing and why that thing is getting triggered. So if you ever feel very cold, no, if you just breathe through your right nostril, your body will get warmer. This is the, like, interconnection of the body and which nostril you are breathing through. Yeah.
Is it so right side Pingala Nadi is the source itself of this heat, or maybe it's Kundalini or not,
No, no, no. So
or
we
two more? No.
are.
Okay.
See, Kundalini is a very sensitive topic, and Kundalini is an energy which, like I said in Hatha Yoga class also, that you need to give it a nudge and a push, right? And I told you both the nostrils, they have to be equally dominant in order to give that push to the Kundalini, right? Because that is when the central nadi gets activated, right? So the source of heat is not that. The source of heat is the quality of the right nostril itself, right? The right nostril is the Pingla nadi, which has sun-like quality. So it is very active in nature and it is warm. Okay, so when you work on the activation of this nadi, then your body as a symptom, or you can say as a way of showing that, okay, this nostril is getting more dominant or active, as a symptom it shows up in the form of heat on the body.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So let's cover a few benefits and then we will go for some of the practices. So when it comes to benefits, this is a heating pranayam, right? So I told you this pranayam, it increases the pith in the body. So the other two doshas, Vat and Kaph, if you have any issues related to Vat or Kaph, then suppose you are Vat personality, right? Or Vat and Kaph, you are a combination of Vat and Kaph personality. So at that point of time, you can go for this practice. It will help you greatly to work on the other two doshas, right? Not the Pith dosha. The Pith dosha will increase. So if you have Pith personality, you can leave this aside for your personal practice. But if you have Vat and Kaph in your personality, or either one of them, you can go ahead and you can practice this pranayama. This has a heating effect on the body, like I said, so it also helps you in increasing your digestive ability, right? So currently, if your digestion is at some level, if you do Surabhedan regularly, your digestion will definitely become better. Now, in contraindications, I said hyperthyroid. You don't People who have hyperthyroid, they should not practice. So the other spectrum, the people who have hypothyroid, which is less than the standard, those students, they should go for this practice because it increases the pith in the body. In hypothyroid, the pith is lacking or it is low. Okay, so what they need is they need something, they need an external push to increase the pith. So Surabhedan is a great practice for them as well. overall your circulation, your metabolism, it becomes better when you do Surabhedan, right? So you can connect this to the digestion itself, right? Is having that kind of impact on the body. On a mental level, if you come across somebody who is very dull and lethargic, right, which is most of today's world, they are getting very dull, they are getting very lethargic, especially with COVID coming in. At least before that, people were more active. So in that case, you have to introduce this practice. It will be very helpful and beneficial for them if somebody is mentally dull or they feel very lazy, they don't want to get up, do the things. Introduce Surabhedan to them. It also helps you to become more dynamic and helps you to participate more in physical activities, and also helps to elevate depression. So the other side of anxiety, or I wouldn't say the other side, but um, depression is when you are unable to do the things, right? Even simple little things, they seem very very big and huge, which again demotivates you and you are unable to do other things. So it's a state of being sad, which is actually, causing a dysfunction in day to day life or functioning, right? So in the case of people who have depression or who have difficulty in communicating, so shy kind of people, they can do Surya Bhedan so that they feel more confident, they feel more like burden or that barrier that they feel that they cannot talk, communicate, that begins to get removed. So this will again happen with long time of practice. So you have to give them time, but uh, when they do it, they will see the immediate results. Okay, so at that point of time, at least they will be able to get up and do the work, but then it might fade off again. But if you go for long practice, then it can become a part of their everyday routine, and they can see drastic changes in their everyday functioning, right? And if we talk about the spiritual level, again, you are purifying, cleansing, or awakening the right side. So all the qualities that are associated with the right side, they get more dominant. And because you exhale through the left side, there are some impurities in the left side also, the Ida Nadi. So those also get somewhere indirectly they get out. Okay, so direct impact is seen on the right, and if you choose to exhale through the left side, there is an indirect impact that you can also see on the left side. So these are all the benefits. Any doubts in the technique or any doubts related to anything?
No. Also wanted to specify what is the gap between meal, for example, 3 and 4 hours also.
Yes, 3 to 4 hours for any pranayama.
Okay. Thank you.
So from today, whatever we are covering, I will mention if there is some exception, but mostly you have to be empty stomach only, which is either 3 to 4 hours after a meal or early in the morning. You can choose which one you prefer more. Okay. So we'll begin with our practice today. So sit comfortably, keep your back and neck straight. And when you feel ready, very gently close your eyes. Start connecting with your breath. Connect with your pure breath. Take a few moments to check your body. Make sure that you choose your posture correctly. And once you come into the final position, just take a mental resolution that you will sit like this for the remaining of the session. Now gently come back to your breathing and go into the practice of Puraka and Rechaka. Prepare yourselves for the practice of abdominal breathing. You can place one hand on your abdomen, or you can just choose to relax both your hands. Just keep the awareness on the abdominal region and exhale fully. Begin to inhale deeply. As you inhale, feel your abdomen rise and expand. As you exhale, contract your abdomen. Go for a few rounds of abdominal breathing. Try to deepen your practice with each passing breath. Allow the abdominal breath to relax you both physically and mentally. After your next exhalation, completely suspend your practice. Keeping the eyes closed, back and neck straight. Simply observe the natural flow of your breath and see what changes have come in as you completed the practice of abdominal breathing. Keeping the back and neck straight, prepare yourself for the next practice. We are going to practice Anulom Vilom. With your right hand, form the preferable mudra. Exhale fully. Close your right nostril and begin to inhale through the left nostril. Once you inhale fully, close the left nostril, open the right nostril, exhale. Again, begin to inhale through the right side. Close the right nostril, open the left nostril, exhale fully. This is one round. Continue your practice. Keep going for a few more rounds. Keeping each inhalation and each exhalation equal. Go for 2 more rounds and then you can relax your hand. Keep your back and neck straight and simply observe the impact of your practice. Prepare yourself for the final practice for today, which is the practice of Surabhedan Pranayama. So with your right hand again, form the mudra. Make sure your back and neck are straight. Exhale fully. Close the left nostril. Begin to inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril. Open the left nostril. Exhale. Again, close the left nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril. Open the left nostril and exhale. Just go for anywhere between 10 to 15 rounds. Don't exceed this number. Once you finish your rounds, simply relax your hands. Keep the back and neck straight. Observe the impact of your practice. How is it different from Anulom Vilom? How does your mind feel? How is your breathing? We'll just go for a few breaths, abdominal breaths, sorry. So after your next exhalation, begin to inhale, feel the abdomen rise. Exhale, contract your abdomen properly. Suspend your practice. We will close today's session by chanting Om one time, followed by 3 Shantis. Take a deep inhalation for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibrations. Join both your palms together and gently bow down. We will just begin our day with a sense of gratitude. Now begin to rub your palms together. Keep them on your eyes. We will do this 2 more times. Rub the palms together. Keep them on the eyes. Last time, rub your palms together. Keep them on your eyes. Very slowly, by blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes. Om Shanti. Namaste to everyone. Any queries, doubts, questions, any difficulties?
I again feel my left hand is becoming more cold than I used to like.
Okay. Okay. So are you keeping the hand covered or is it just like normally outside?
It's just outside, on the knee,
Okay.
mostly with palm up, but
Okay.
without any mudra.
Okay. It's unusually cold?
I don't know.
That is what I'm trying to understand because sometimes it's because your palm is outside, so one hand because you are constantly using. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see tomorrow when we will tomorrow the practice I will introduce, it will not require this mudra and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see once tomorrow if, because after that practice,
Mm-hmm.
your if one hand is still getting cold, then we will talk on it, but it's nothing to worry about. As far as I can understand, it's just a reaction that your body is giving, and your focus is shifting greatly towards that thing. So I would say that bring your focus back to whatever you are doing, and slowly we'll see that temperature it will come back, right? So it's just catching your attention more right now, but it's not a point of concern as much as I can understand. It's cold for you there, wherever you are.
Yes, yes, it is cold, but from the right side of me, here is a heater. I can put my hands close, maybe it will become more warm.
See, I will tell you this thing. So this happens sometimes that the body reacts in a certain way when you do a different kind of practice. So these are all different practices that you're doing. So maybe your body is reacting in this way. So we will have to observe for a while. So that is why I'm saying tomorrow, let's see
Mhm,
the practice that we will do. It will have, require us to keep both our hands down, and it is
mhm,
very immediate practice. So immediate heat in the body comes up. So let's
mhm,
observe tomorrow also, and then we'll see. Okay.
mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
And tomorrow will be Chandra Vedana.
No, not tomorrow. I will introduce it later on. Right now, we are covering the heating practices. So,
Okay.
Vastrika tomorrow.
And when will be cool? Because here the weather is becoming also more cold.
Hmm?
I'm a little bit worried if we do the cooling practice and the cold weather, then I don't know.
So we are not going to practice so much that
Mhm,
we will feel that immediate shift. So yogi
mhm,
has to practice 4 times in a day, like
mhm,
that. We are only
mhm,
going to practice. We have 15,
mhm,
20 minutes of session, and then that we do the main practice only for 5 to 10 minutes maximum. So you
mhm.
don't have to worry about it. It will not have lots of things. Don't worry,
Okay,
don't worry. I will
okay,
make sure, because it's very cold over here also.
yeah, okay,
Yeah. So don't worry about that.
okay, thank you.
Great. I will see you for philosophy at 11 o'clock. So take
Yeah,
care. Bye bye.
yeah, you too, take care, see you.
See you.